transmission. It is I, Mike in the Night, bringing you to a very special pre-show of Mike in the Night, episode 501. The date today is Saturday, May 6th, 2023. It is 6:05 p.m. I am testing this live streaming thingy here and seeing if it multi-platforms for me. And there it is. It's showing that pre-show live, 501. Okay, it's showing that we are live on... We are live on YouTube, apparently. We are live on... should be live on Facebook here. Yes, we are. We are live on Facebook, and there's people tuning in on that, too. Thank you so much, guys. This is very interesting. Now, let's see if the comments come over. Apparently, I'm live on... Oof. I'm live on DLive, guys. Lower the volume there. I'm live on Twitch. Oh, my goodness. I'm live on Twitch. Oh, my goodness. There it is. Let me lower the volume on that. So we're going to go live on Rumble later. These are more of the... What I'm doing here is... Oh, good. Everybody's commenting here from Facebook, from YouTube, from all kinds of stuff. And I want to thank everybody for doing this for me. The reason why we're doing this... There's a reason why we're doing this, okay? It's because of your donations. So all the donations you guys sent me... can you guys hear me okay? Whatever platforms you're on. I'm getting people now commenting from Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and all the other platforms. And then we're going to switch over to Rumble and Odyssey later and test it there. And let me know in the comments if you could hear me. This is my first time I'm using this, so if this is just a pre-show, nobody freak out. It's Mike in the Night and episode 501. And, man, I'm just so grateful to kind of move up a little bit move the ladder up a little bit. Oh, you could hear me. Good. Chris Goddard is saying you could hear me. Good. Loud and clear on Facebook. Good. So I got one from Facebook, one from YouTube. Good. Thank you so much, guys. So all your donations have allowed me to purchase this software. The other one that was free or semi-free or like a low monthly payment wasn't working right. It was just nothing but problems. So now that we got this number, we're going to go in a bit here. We're going to switch over to, wow, everything is live. Wow. So here it is, folks. I'm going to break that down right here. Where'd it go? Right there. So there it is right there. So Rumble, Odyssey, Twitch, DLive, Telegram, for the actual Mike in the Night uncensored, because we are very heavily censored pretty much everywhere. Okay, good. I got the audio down here. Wow, I'm just kind of... Sorry, guys. I'm just kind of excited. This is kind of a breakthrough for the channel. And, okay, let's see if we switch over. Did we freeze up? Did we freeze up, folks? I think we froze up. I think we froze up. Let's see if this thing's working. There it is. Okay, there's a little bit of a lag. I'm not sure if you guys are getting a lag. Heiza says, hey, Mike. Mike in the Night, the only place to be on a Saturday night? What's the software? StreamYards? No, it's none of that stuff. It's a company it's a company that's been around for 3 years out of India, so I'm giving it a try, and they've given me a lot of support, just to set things up, and, you know, I use vMix, okay, that's one I could look at too. Not freezing here, you're good. Now this is what it's for. Now, here is the thing. Here's the thing that we need to get now. It's when we go to the uncensored show, when we actually go to the real Mike in the Night. I want to see if we could get the Odyssey and Rumble working, right? I don't mind about, you know, DLive and Twitch and all that stuff. I just want to see if I could get the Odyssey and Rumble working at the same time. Those are the ones I'm concerned about, right? Okay, Sandy's saying sound is very good. Good. We got someone in Southern Missouri. That's Christy in the house joining us for the Mike in the Night pre-show. And I'm so excited it worked thus far. Even if it works just for a pre-show, to get people on board. All right, let's tell you guys where you can find us next. So, you could find us here. Let me open up the Rumble. You could find us here on Rumble. I'm going to go to the channel here for you guys. And then there's our next, that's where we're going to go to next. And there's people commenting. I'm going to put this. Now, guys, I need to do a test. Now, I need you guys to tell me something. When I post this, are you seeing this? Yeah, this one could let me stream up to 45 places. So let me go here. Okay, I'm not sure why I'm not seeing my own comment there. Okay, now, can you guys see that comment on all the platforms? Can you see it on YouTube? Can you see it on Chris? Can you see it? Can you guys see that? I got bugs on my windshield, says Richard. Yeah, Richard's doing a long haul here. I think he's in the middle of a long haul. That's Junkyard Dog on the show. You guys know him. And yeah, okay, so you can see that link I sent on Facebook. I'm wondering if you could see it on YouTube too, because that's where we're going to be next. So in a little bit here, and I'm going to switch over and redo everything again and switch off the Facebook and all that stuff, because we just can't openly talk on some platforms. Other platforms have the privilege of being able to openly discuss things. Most of them are post-COVID channels that came out in 2021, 2022, that came out, you know. So we just don't have the, hey, Grant, we just don't have the privilege to, you know. So episode 501, Winds of Change. Let's go into, you know what, let's jump onto thing here. We got a bit of time here before we actually start Mike of the Night on Rumble. Let's go here real quick and actually type in, whatchamacallit, what was it? Let's see what Zero Hedge is professing today. I haven't been on Zero Hedge in about 2.5, 3 weeks. I usually go on there a lot to just check and see what this side hustle is, or what the mainstream media okay, here it is. What is Zero Hedge reporting? Ooh, look at that, 501. So the Fed hiked until it broke the regional banks. Well, they had to raise rates. They should have raised rates back in 2017 when they started. They wouldn't be in this problem today. $50 trillion for what? Kennedy dumbfounds Biden climate peddler in fiery exchange over carbon neutrality. So there it is right there. New Mexico and Florida, most dangerous states for pedestrians. Pedestrian deaths have been climbing steadily in the United States to more than 6,500 people in 2020, up from around 5,500 in 2015. Wow. So Florida and New Mexico. That's interesting. Those two states. I mean, I could understand if they're beside each other, but they're kind of, wow. High levels of toxic metals found in widely consumed drinks, a study. Yeah, we talked about this, actually. The cadmium and the arsenic and lead. And that almost looks like me for a second. But this guy looks like he's in better shape. Prominent Russian novelist wounded in car bomb assassination attempt. So that's the third high-profile car bombing on Russian soil. Okay, we got Daniel in the house commenting there. Just finished reading a couple of Sunday Philippine papers. Just unbelievable, the propaganda. Oh, big time. The propaganda is horrendous right now. I don't know how to throw this out there anymore. I don't even know how to make sense of anything they're trying to tell us anymore, because it's like they've gone off the deep end. All right, we got Supreme Cannon here. Oh, that's his Instagram. Oh, thank God. So we got to get Supreme Cannon on here on the pre-show. Get him to talk a little bit. Sure, buddy. Give me a second to get the headset. I'll let you know. Yeah, no rush. So it's the Mike of the Night pre-show, episode 501. We're testing our... I don't know how to explain this. We're testing our multi-platform streaming service for you guys. And I'm kind of excited that it's actually working. and very excited that it's actually working. And wow, I'm sorry, guys. I don't know. I'm kind of floored. Now, the next test is to see if it works on Rumble and Odyssey, because those ones always putting in codes or links or... Yeah. Trump one says, Jesus loves you. He sure does. Where is Low Roller Scratcher? I see him I see people comment or talking to him, but I don't see him in the chat. PB and J Farm saying the local delivery from trucking terminals are slowing due to WN in Atlanta. There is zero evidence raised rates work. They have to adjust the CPI several times in the 80s because prices kept rising with high rates of interest. Would love to hear Supreme Cannon. He's awesome. Who else? Can't stop them from printing money. I'm a bit... he's good to go. Okay, let's get Supremo Canyon on here for half an hour to talk to us about stuff. And we're going to switch over here.
Hola, Miguel.
Hey, it's Supreme Canyon here on Mike of the Night 501 pre-show. So be careful what you say on the pre-show, bud. I don't want to get shut down.
Oh, sure thing.
But here's the good news. We are streaming on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 platforms right now.
Are you really?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Did your tech buddy across the street get you fixed up?
He got me fixed up. He found me something that works good. But the thing is, the real test is to make sure Rumble and Odyssey work at the same time once we switch over.
Right. I've got you on Rumble.
There should be nothing on Rumble. It should be off.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm watching you live on Rumble right now.
How are you watching me live on Rumble right now?
Oh, well, it says live, but maybe it isn't. I don't know. It's
this is scaring me. Hold on.
Episode 501.
Oh no, this is just a replay, placeholder. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh, thank God it's working. Because I switched the button off. I switched the button off for Rumble, and I switched the button off for Odyssey because there's no point in putting a pre-show up on there because it's
right. Okay.
We're censored here, right?
Okay. It says it's live. I don't have an elapsed time on it, so okay.
Yeah, man. Parties, baby, parties.
Styling. This is Cadillac style here, bud. This is great.
Yep. So we're gonna go up on Periscope, Vimeo. There's about 18 more. We can go up to 40 on here.
Nice.
So we're going to just get the word out as much as possible. And then there's a software we have to implement to allow us to stream directly from the realmikemartins.com.
Okay. Are you on YouTube too as well?
I'm on YouTube right now. So that's why we have to and Facebook fan page.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice.
Yeah. Right. And Twitch. And
YouTube would find you there too.
And, what's that? Twitch. And then the other one there. I keep forgetting these names. DLive. And then there's Telegram.
Yes, all of them. Good. Well, that's one way to be proof against the beast, right? Just hit them everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Do what they do to us. Hit them everywhere at once on all channels.
But here's the thing, Supreme. It's not me, and it's not. Yeah, it's my friend, my technician friend that's helping us out. But it's not just that. It's the people that donated to me. My donor box has been blowing up lately with donations from quite a few people. And I want to thank people for that very much because that money actually went directly to fund this software that I bought a lifetime for.
Absolutely. Yes. God bless those people.
Yeah, quite a few people.
Support your champions. Support your microphone. Support the people who are getting the message out that you resonate with, folks. You know, like $5-10 a month, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, collectively we could fund our own political party.
Yeah.
Collectively, we could do anything like that.
Yeah.
So if we're not going to go as far as getting into politics, then there's no reason that we can't at least support content creators and whatever form of journalism that we can cobble together, because you know it's going to be higher quality than anything you're getting out of the established places.
That's correct.
You know.
David is saying I wasn't able to view 500 last week. Any idea why, Mike? 500 went down 2 times.
Yeah.
Episode 500, our computer was taken down twice.
It froze up twice. Yeah, I was supposed to wrap up the show, and they wrapped me up too. So that's just how it works sometimes with these guys. But now that you're on all these other platforms, worst case scenario, somebody could just go down the list of the connections and just bring them all up until they find one that works. Oh, Twitch is good. DLive is good. Telegram is awesome. I like Telegram. There's always people saying, "Oh, don't trust that." Dude, you can't trust any of them anymore. But as long as they're not stopping the message from getting out, let's just use them while we have them.
I know.
Use them while we have them. Yeah, this is the big thing too. It's like, yes, they might. The big thing too. You might. We worry about them, getting a knock on the door or getting deplatformed or your bank seized or something like that. But if it's thousands or hundreds of thousands of people doing it at once, they can't shut you down.
Yeah, runoffs on the monetary system. There's going to be runoffs on the what you may call it. We're going to start seeing runoffs on the runoffs on journalism, because people are just going to have to, like, this is what we're doing. We're a runoff off of journalism. I'm no journalist, but I have to feel like I'm obligated. I feel like I need to come here and talk to the people to try and create some sort of sanity towards this madness.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it's important. It's important to get that message out. Like I've said many times, we're in this collapsed mine shaft, and we're all in this pitch black darkness. And what we're doing is calling out to each other to go, no, you're not imagining it. You are experiencing something really weird. You are witnessing an unfolding insanity, and you're by no means alone. But they would like you to believe that you're alone, and that is hopeless, and that there is no collective action that we could do that would change anything. Yeah, exactly, Richard. It's like we got a Gatling gun. We have an informational Gatling gun. Spray and pray.
Yeah.
Get it out there.
Yeah. So, David, just go back to the Rumble channel. It looks like this. And then go back to 500. You should be able to see it, because I think what happened was Rumble actually felt sorry for me. And you know what they did? They actually pieced the video together, the two parts, because it was segregated in parts.
Yes.
And I think they actually pieced it together for us and made it one smooth video.
Well, that's the least they could do, I think. And I would be inclined to think that there are other streams with similar content that have had the same thing happen to them. And like you can't participate while it's live. The least they could do is just splice them together so that people can watch the whole show afterwards. I don't think it would be difficult for them to do.
Someone's got a question. Any relationship between the geometric storm watch of the past week and of the Alberta wildfires? Probably not.
That's a good question. I don't watch them regularly, but there was a gentleman who goes by Dutch Since that follows like global weather, and he was showing some really weird storms and storm activity, like storms literally meeting each other and canceling each other up through the Midwest and up into Canada. The big thing is an acquaintance that I have, her kids live out in Alberta around Grand Prairie and Rocky Mountain House, and it's been just dry, insanely dry out there, like 30 degrees the other day, which is something we can't relate to here in BC, and usually it's the other way around. So no, I don't think it's. I'm not inclined to think so, because these fires, I don't know, unless directed energy weapons are doing it, if such things are doing it. There's a controlled burn in Banff this week. It was supposed to be a controlled burn, like a firefighting demonstration, and it got away on them. So now Banff is burning, but that one obviously was started on purpose. So
yeah, we're going to see.
It's circumstantial evidence. It's always circumstantial. I couldn't say. Yeah, 90 plus fires, 30 out of control. Yeah, it's crazy. It's nuts over there.
So that's what's happening there. I'm just refreshing this here. It looks like my stream froze on my side, but it's not YouTube or anything freezing. It's just the studio keeps freezing up on me. I'm not sure why on my end, Supreme. But yeah, I go back up. It's already running. And
yeah,
it's, I don't know, something I maybe have to get used to or something. But
there's probably going to be delays if you've got that many platforms you're going on live. It's sending it out, but it's also getting a ping back from them. So it's probably I saw that pop up. I see they were scrubbing that quickly too. Yeah, it's they all got a ping back to you at the same time. So that's probably affecting your reception where you are.
So what else we got in the comments? What are you guys up to there? Don't live on spinning space
Don't I?
ball hurling. That's the flat Earth debate here in the.
Flat Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have friends who, you know what, I am officially skeptical. Okay, which means that I can accept evidence for both, and the reason that I'm on that, it might very well be true, but it comes down to I've had friends who are solid believers in flat Earth, but my question to them has always been, if you're going to get a word like that out, yeah, people should question authority. They should question official narratives. I have no problem with that. I do it myself. But what is the killer app that derives from having this knowledge that the rest of the world either doesn't know or refuses to believe?
Mm-hmm.
You know, how do you live your life? What stocks do you buy? Where do you live in the world?
Mm-hmm.
Having this kind of knowledge is useful for skepticism, but in terms of actually affecting your life, it should be able to show some kind of advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I think a lot of people that come on proclaiming flat Earth, frankly, are trolls. Like the powers that be will send squid ink into the water over any subject. Right? Like look at the Tea Party 10 or 12 years ago.
Oh, I just brought them up today. I brought them up to somebody today, and they were asking me, "Oh, Mike, what do you think Canada could do? You're bringing up all these problems, but you're not bringing up any solutions." And I said, Canada needs a grassroots type of Tea Party thing that they did back in the States a decade and a half ago, where it's a grassroots movement. It's more for the people, by the people. And then the CIA went in there, and the IRS went in there, and then they just basically audited all the people in the Tea Party, the new Tea Party, and shut them all down quick in a heartbeat.
Yeah, they disrupt things like that. Something grassroots, but it also has to be decentralized, and that's the problem. Most movements need a leadership for people to coalesce around, and you see what happens to leaderships like with the Freedom Convoy here in Canada. They just go after them. They ruin their lives.
Yeah.
You know, and they did the same thing with the Tea Party. The IRS was sent after the organizers to harass them, basically into silence.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got to be kind of a mass non-compliance thing where, you know, you've got certain principles that you operate by, how you spend your time, what you do with your money, especially, and how to get what you want under the eyes of your legislature. Mostly it's letter writing campaigns and email, as far as I can tell. Demonstrations in the street, they're pretty localized. But if someone suddenly got 500,000 emails on the same subject, I think that they would move on it.
Right.
I understand the idea of controlled opposition, but the idea that they seem to need controlled opposition is because they understand that there are forces against them that have power. And so they try to use kind of a rhetorical judo to direct that power so that it doesn't interfere with them. Right? Like in the States, you got the Democrats who are horrendously progressive, and then you got Republicans who are progressive. They just have the brakes on a little more. Mm-hmm. Well, that's not acceptable past a certain point.
It's not.
Right. So you have revolts like, happened in 2016. And the problem is
right up to 2019.
They're just trying to shut it up.
You saw what was happening in France in 2019. Like everything just fell apart, and that movement, that yellow vest movement that started with a couple of truckers or city workers wearing the yellow vests were protesting, and then started picking up steam, and it became a thing in 2018. Okay. And it went in 70, 80 weeks before they had to pull the trigger on the you-know-what.
Oh, hang on a second, Mike. Yeah, thanks, Pat. Okay. Yeah, sorry.
Was someone at your door? Is it your cat?
No, cat's here. He was gone for a day. He's finally back. There's actually a birthday party going on upstairs. They were just reminding me.
Am I taking you away from a party?
No, it's good. It's going on for a while. So okay. I'm okay. Yeah, so it's complicated, but it is complicated, but that can work to our benefit too. The chaos doesn't all have to benefit them.
What, the cat?
No, the cat's fine.
I'm joking. I'm being sarcastic. Yeah. Come on, I want to be funny here once in a while.
That's fine. You do your thing. There was a question for me here about cryptocurrencies. I have a feeling where cryptocurrencies, because anything internet-based is open to compromise, because some of the people that write the code, the gatekeepers, either can be subpoenaed or harassed, or they might have their own materia candidates. So I wouldn't say not get into it, but don't put all your eggs into that basket. That's all. I treat it like any other asset class. Don't sell the farm to buy one thing. That's all.
I just got an
It may
instant.
be the way to go, but I don't know. I think it has vulnerabilities that we're not aware of yet. We'll
I
see.
got a message, instant message from an anti-monarchy protester who was filming the arrests of anti-monarchy protests that are going on in England. So he just sent me a link to an article here and says, "Hey, Mike, I was here earlier today." Yeah, because it's like 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning in the UK, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of dedicated people to getting the message out, right? Doesn't mean they don't care what time it is.
That's right. Yeah, they don't care. The message has got to go out, right? Yeah, apparently King Charles. I don't know. The last couple of times England had a King Charles, things didn't go real well for him, and I'm inclined to think that we have the same situation here. So
Okay,
I
here
find
it
it
is.
ironic.
Here just was just sent to me. Anti-monarchy protesters arrested in London. Police say that the Republican demonstrators were conspiring to cause public nuisance. It looks like they're just walking with signs. This country is ours, not my king. And police officers, it's on full screen there. Police officers arrested a number of anti-monarchy demonstrators and seized protest placards ahead of the coronation of a King Charles III on Saturday. The protesters say they want to be able to choose their head of state.
I hate to say it because as a Canadian, and a subject of the monarchy, I was always very, as a traditionalist anyway, very pro-monarchy. But the last 30 years of Queen Elizabeth's reign, and now this guy coming in, they act to me more like, like if the Persians or the Mongols or the Ottomans had conquered an area and set a duke or a vizier of their own over it to rule on their behalf. They act like foreign monarchs. They act like viziers who are appointed by others. They're not defenders of the faith, the Anglican Church. In fact, he said he's defender of the faiths, which says to me that his sympathies are probably more Muslim than they are Christian. Especially with the people that they're flooding into the country with.
We got a mic. Supreme. We got a mic in a night and a half with that coming up tonight.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. I'll
Oh no, you can keep talking. It's fine. I'm just saying. I'm
Yeah.
just getting people to tune in later because when we go live on Rumble, because we got quite a bit of There's one of them. I just couldn't read the article because it was leaving me very emotional. I'll send it to you later.
Sure.
I'll send it to you later. And you tell him. Go ahead and read through it and tell me you didn't cry. I'd give you $20 if you didn't cry. I'll give you $20.
Well, I probably would. I've been mourning the death of my country for a long time, and I would like to have it back. But where do you start? I miss Canada. I miss what it used to be.
I do.
It really was something special.
The other day I was watching a 1982 Maple Leafs versus, I think it was the Boston Bruins or something, just a hockey game at Toronto Maple Leaf Gardens.
Sure.
And I was watching it at the store. And I was getting slightly emotional watching it, actually quite a bit emotional watching it, because when I was looking at the people in the stands, they did close-ups of all the people, and it was really nice how they did that. It got me very emotional because I was like, wow, those are Canadians. Those are Canadian people. Those are the people that, that laid the law, laid the rules, worked, built the country, and watching all their happy faces and not a worry that they're burying themselves in debt to buy a house, burying themselves in debt just to feed their families. That's when Canada was free, open. It was all you had to do was just get a job and you had everything.
Pretty much. Well, in some ways, I think we're victims of our own success. A lot of people, because remember, in those stands in 1982, you still had a lot of war veterans.
Yes, you did, and you could see them. You could see them.
Some of them were still working. I mean, they were close to retirement, but they were still working. There was a couple of them at my high school when I was before I graduated. They represented a world that was already, I felt at the time, on its way out. It was just becoming more debased, more degraded. More, Canada was always accused of being a little bit uptight, stuffy, but let's face it, you could walk down those streets safely at night.
Yes.
You could leave your home and your car unlocked. There was a
You know,
sense of law and order, like the old English Bobby. As long as that guy was around on the street, you knew you were going to be okay.
you know,
And it wasn't
I
necessarily homogenous ethnically, but it
right.
was homogenous in its morality in a lot of ways.
I just wanted to add that I remember when I was living in South Florida and in the Miami Fort Lauderdale area, I would venture off to different areas on motorcycle, check things out. I'd be out 24. I'd be out almost all day long, and then I would be at work, and then I'd be out all day. I wouldn't even go home. I'd go home and sleep because I was always
Yeah,
adventuring and going. Like sometimes I'd sleep on the beach for no reason, just to say I slept on the beach, type of thing. And
yeah,
I didn't start to get fear or be in fear of other people until I actually moved back to Vancouver, where they wouldn't give me citizenship in the United States after I applied, did everything by the book, and had a corporation sponsor me. And didn't work. They didn't allow me to stay there, so I went back. So I said, I'm going to go to Vancouver. I'd never been there. So I went to Vancouver to live there. And Supreme, that's when I actually was scared to go out. I'm not making this up. I
yeah.
swear to you, I was scared to go, like, to walk to the stadium where the Canucks played at times alone because of the amount of people getting shanked and it's pretty bad. I was never that scared. Like in Florida, everyone thinks, "Ooh, it's dangerous down there. There's so many guns." No, I was actually in more fear when I was living in Vancouver than I was living in Florida, by tenfold.
Yes. Yeah, it's a lot of it's complacency. People who graduated from humanities in the 60s and 70s, and they decided that something this safe and stable and relatively prosperous in the world could be the subject of all kinds of social experiments. That it was time to loosen up the rules and let people express themselves more and embrace more diversity of thought, and all the rest of this stuff. Of course, I was born in 65, and they were already talking about all of that. But you still had that kind of cultural, and I would say even religious inertia of our past that we're running on, the capital, cultural capital, I guess. And that's all spent now. And it's just been a steady deracination and atomization of people. English Bobbies used to beat my dad up for no reason. Well, that's awful. Yeah, I mean, they have a stereotype. Obviously, there's bad cops there too, right? Richard is a Canadian truck driver. Yes, absolutely. Anywhere you went in Canada, if they knew you were Canadian, you were casual. Hey, man, how's it going?
Yeah.
Right?
And
Like it's
anybody
an
wearing
enormous place, but a small population.
and anyone wearing goalie equipment is considered a friend.
Totally. You knew you were on the same page if you had
Yeah.
somebody that was wearing the right jersey, right?
But
In a lot of ways, it is still that way, but the underlying moral fabric of it all that actually keeps a civilization together and enables it to be high trust has been badly tattered, and it's awful. And the only thing that you can really do is try to preserve it in your own home and in your own neighborhood as much as you can. It just really is. It really is sad, and it's happened everywhere. Yeah, Christy, easily. Yeah, same thing happening in America, all over the Western world. It was the same thing. The hippies. They cut their hair and they put on business suits, but for the most part, no, they're the same. La di da. They
we
just
got Sharon
it's just
Holloway in the
chaotic.
comments, and I want to thank her for her donation. I want to thank everyone that's donated. Guys, if you want to donate, go to realmikemartins.com. Hey, have you been to the webpage lately? It's been growing exponentially nicely.
Has it? I
I'm
haven't. I
because
have
I'm
to disable
bypassing.
ads to get over there.
I'm actually bypassing the algorithm. So there it is, realmikemartins.com, guys. If you guys want to donate, go here. And if you guys want to add me on Skype, go here. If you want to call into the show later when we open our lines, we got everything. We got videos going back to 2012. We got Mike of the Nights going back to 2016. Everything's here, guys. If you guys want to check it out and putting a lot of effort, a good friend of mine put a lot of effort and time into this. A lot of his effort and time into this, and the donations are being allocated to the proper to buy this restreaming feed that we bought for a lifetime, and it wasn't cheap. So I'll tell you in person when I see you how much I paid for it, and I could show you the back end of it when I see you in person, Supreme.
Perfect. Yeah. I'm looking forward to visiting you soon, and yeah, you could show me all that stuff. I'm I'm looking forward to seeing it for myself. It's very encouraging. And it's wonderful that all these years that you were putting this message out, and someone uh, that knew you, ironically enough, but you didn't realize the talents that they had, has decided to intervene on your behalf. That's a blessing from the Almighty, my friend.
It is.
That's really good because yeah, the internet and websites and all these things, yeah, they have incredible power. They have an amazing reach, right? If someone knows how to direct them properly, it's like building a ship, right? So you've got someone doing that for you, and yeah, kudos to that gentleman. That's wonderful.
Yeah, you'll meet him
It's going to help you a lot.
You'll meet him when he comes. So we got poverty stacks in the house. Super legit website. We got Walio Beef Hooked says Merritt is about 3 to 4 hours away from Vancouver, and
yeah, maximum. Yeah,
yeah, but that's going below this. That's really taking your time though. Like
absolutely, yeah. You're about from downtown Vancouver. Yeah, you're about 3 hours max to Merritt,
and that's taking your time though. So yeah, Pamela Page, thank you so much for your donation too. Pamela's donated so much to the channel, Supreme. I don't even know what to do. Like I just, yeah.
Well, God bless Pamela.
Yeah.
And that's like, you know what, and that's how it's. In the end, if we're going to win, if we're even going to put up a fight, this is how it has to be collectively. You know, the little people, quote unquote, you know, registered trademark little people, collectively supporting their champions, supporting the microphones that are saying the things that you want out there, so, and providing a forum for others to phone in and contribute.
So, do you think we could arguably call this a runoff on the media? Are we considered a runoff on the media because there's no more? There's no confidence in the original bought and paid for media. Are we a runoff on it? Are we like an example of a runoff on the media?
I think we're a result of the media. What we're doing right now is a symptom of an underlying malaise, you know, because the media is obviously controlled because they all have the same message at the same time. And the tech companies are the same way. Obviously, I've related the example of like Stefan Molyneux, but that's happened to a lot of people where you've got all of these supposedly different platforms that operate in lockstep, like immediately, like on the same day. To deplatform someone.
I like going onto the mainstream media. I think it was, I can't remember who did it, but they put a compilation together of tonight on the news, disturbing facts coming from the White House. And then you go to the next channel, tonight on the news, disturbing facts from the White House. And then tonight on the news, somebody will be, it's the same thing over and over regurgitated.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same. That they have a narrative. They're expected to, and that's what they're there for, and that's what they're paid for, is to parrot that narrative, and it's the ability to get information from outside that narrative, and then you see the narrative for yourself. You know, the old Matrix movie, right? When the guy actually gets to see humans being used as a big battery, I would think that would be a life-changing experience. You know? So this is not exactly the same thing, but as a metaphor, yeah, that's what you're doing. You're a lone voice, a pirate radio. Right? Pirate
hey, I'm all Portuguese. We're considered pirates. Hey.
You're absolutely pirates.
So, liar. So, there it is, guys.
Pirate.
Rumble. The Rumble edition here of episode 501, Uncensored, Mike in the Night. Out to Lunch edition. Liar, Biden. There it is right there. Mike in the Night, 501. I'm going to leave this in the comments for you guys. Hopefully, this shows up on your...
Christy Easley. Federal Reserve Bank set $32 billion fund to allow small banks to sell short-term treasury they're losing money on. Yes, there's a lot of wealth management and a lot of banks, big outfits that are required by law for reasons of security to hold a certain percentage of their funds in U.S. treasuries. So, of course, when interest rates spiked up the way they did, the value of those bonds collapsed. So some of these banks are looking at 30-40% crash in the value of their assets, and they can't just sell them because that would just worsen the problem. They'd be locking in those losses. So the Federal Reserve kind of has no choice but to compensate them for that, or it's going to be a greater wealth collapse. I don't think it's going to work ultimately, but you know how they are, right? They paper over the gaps, they move the goalposts, they change the rules, they shovel money out the back door. They have to do something. I mean, I don't think they had a choice but to let rates rise anyway because of consumer inflation. But yeah, a lot of people, their deposits, the value of their assets, are in serious danger from this, and that's a political third rail all
Right.
by itself. That's why you're not seeing a massive correction in housing prices right now. It's a lot of people are hanging on by their fingernails,
Mhm.
and that's absolutely their biggest asset, and they will probably be the last thing they give up on. But a lot of them are just hanging on by their fingernails, and if they don't get some kind of intervention, they're going to fall.
We
It's
got
going to be
you
nasty.
know who we have in the comments that I haven't seen in almost 2-3 years?
Who's that?
Anthony Ruvalacaba.
Anthony Rubalcaba. Yes, he is there.
Yes, I
Hello,
have
sir.
not seen him on
He's a stranger. Yeah.
in almost 3 years on the chat. So good to see him back, guys. We're going to be going live in about 15 minutes on Rumble and Odyssey. Hopefully they run simultaneously, and I am able to talk to you guys. And this would be a dream come true if this works. So I'm just grateful for this very much, and I'm
Well,
grateful to everyone. Junkyard Dog donated, everybody donated, and kind of helped this out. You know what I'm saying?
yes, absolutely. Your contributions, everybody, are amazing. Just being here, participating in the chat, hitting the like button, please, please, please. All of these things boot the algorithm, okay, and increase visibility. And obviously, donations are a bonus because they keep this thing going. And Mike has some very high power to help now,
Mm-hmm.
and it would be nice to be able to keep him interested in this project too,
Yeah.
because this is something that a lot of small creators simply don't have access to.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, let's keep it going, because let's go worldwide, all of us. Let's go together. Let's do this thing.
Yeah.
It's time. I mean, when if not now, when?
Yeah, we don't have. Yeah, but the thing is, it's man, you got to go back and watch some of the really early Mike of the Night Supreme with you talking. You got to go
Yeah.
back and watch some of them from 2019 and 2018 for real.
I've learned a lot. I'd probably be shaking my head at some of the things I was saying.
But it was good stuff. No, you're not. I'm not talking about
Yeah.
anything negative you said. I'm talking about how you were so on point with like 99% of everything we talked about. And
A lot of it is, I mean, all we're doing here so much is, I think it's the predictive power of a bunch of brains coming together, but also just everybody collectively taking their experiences and comparing them. And we're doing a lot of tea leaf reading here. And some of these things haven't unfolded as fast as we thought they were going to, but it's taken some pretty heroic intervention from the powers that be to keep it from happening sooner than it has.
do you
But
think? Do you think?
they've cleared the benches now. They're going for it. I mean, it's pretty obvious.
Well, obviously with the garbage they're throwing out there, but do you think that
Yeah.
we, not just us, but all the other voices out there, even though we're so heavily censored here in Canada, but do you think that we're the reason why they're kind of taking a few steps back slowly and a few more steps back, because people are starting to wake up, almost unitedly, everyone's starting to wake up at the exact same time? Do you think maybe this pushback might shut them up and let them go back into their, you know what I'm saying, back to the holes they came out of?
I think that they, as much as they continue to go on about how the course of where they're trying to take us all is inevitable, it can't be questioned. It's just natural progress and evolution of civilization and all this nonsense, when it's obvious that they're doing it. I mean, they've got a major thumb on the scale of everything. But it's getting to the point where what they're doing is ruining a lot of people's lives and making them very angry. And they're not content with the same answers anymore. And they can't be shut up anymore, because now they're on the streets. I think what happened in Ottawa a couple of winters ago now was unprecedented. And they didn't know how to, and they didn't deal with it very well. And all they had to do was go out and listen and talk and hear what the people had to say. They could have, gone back and done nothing about it, or said, well, no, this is why we're doing what we're doing. You're free to disagree. But they never did that. Their whole message was, this is a bunch of, a fringe, right-wing, Nazi, misogynist, race, blah, 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 blah.
Neo-Nazi.
The same crap, right? Neo-Nazis, That's right. Not even old Nazis, just new ones. Well, you'd have to be neo-Nazis because most of us have grandparents that were overseas killing the real ones 75 years ago. Yeah, not going to fly here.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't going to work.
Let me say something real quick. The way our website is starting to pick up organic views, because we're outside of the what do you call it? We're outside of the algorithm, right? So we're picking up organic views from all over the world. We're on average getting 1 view a minute now on the website.
Yeah,
and that's organic. So you're thinking, 60 views an hour, Mike? That's not a lot of traffic. Yes, it is. Because in 7 months, 8 months, we'll be fully indexed. And when you look up anything of the 5,000 videos we made, we'll come up in and around the top. And my buddy was telling me, he says, you better get ready for the Mike Martins is a neo-Nazi living in Merritt, BC. Like, that website on Wikipedia will go up.
You could time it to the week when your counterpoints will be websites will be established, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, it's just the Oitzinger or whoever the hell it was writing in the dirty about you. But you'll have actual slanderers. So be ready to go over there and do battle too, folks. Because when they slander this guy, and we all contribute, they're slandering all of us too.
Yep.
And screw those people. They need a life. They really do.
So Hugo the Earn, I haven't seen him in a while in the comments here. Yeah.
Hugo the Earn. Yeah, people will say and do anything for money, right or left, blah, blah, blah. Yes, sir. Absolutely true. Yes, harlotry, intellectual harlotry. There's more than one kind. Definitely. And people will, a lot of people have a price, sadly. And the amount of that price is really, really, it's like 30 pieces of silver,
Yep.
To be fair, that was big money 2,000 years ago. Not so much right now, although I think that will change, obviously. I'm biased in that regard. But yeah, I remember years ago on A&E Network, Bill Curtis, you might remember him, Mike.
Yes, from that murder show he had, American Justice.
Yeah, American Justice, exactly. Yeah, he did one on contract killings in the United States. Now, mind you, this was in the mid-'90s. You know what the average price of a contract killing was in the United States? Like, you'd hire somebody to do a hit for you?
10 large.
It was $800 US.
Oh, $8. Okay.
$8, yeah. Now, some higher profile ones, you'd have to pay bigger money. But if you could find some local thug who was amoral enough to do something like that, or stupid enough to think he'd get away with it, yeah, $8.
Wow.
That's how cheap life is to some people.
Okay, Supreme, I got to let you go because I got to switch over to the next platform in here.
It's time. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
I'll see you in the comments on the other one, and we'll go from there. Okay, brother?
I'll check in on you guys in about an hour or so. You bet. God bless everyone, and have a great evening. And I will see you in comment land.
See ya, Supreme.
Okay, bye now.
Bye-bye. Supreme Camden, thank you so much for, almost 40 minutes talking. Oh, the Raven's messaging me too. Oh, the Raven's sending me, here's an opening for your show tonight. Okay, good. Okay, good. I got an opening for a show. I got that open, and... Okay, so that's good. We're doing good here. Okay, guys, I'm going to stop this broadcast right now because we are going to switch over here to Rumble, and I invite everybody to come over. We'll be live. We'll see if the Odyssey side works too. I'll keep you guys informed if Odyssey is working too. So there it is right there. Oops, I don't know if you could see that there in my comments, but I'll put it here. Let me go real quick back here. Yeah. So there it is right there. If you guys want to go there, and I'm going to go over right now. All right, guys. Mike Martins here, signing off for the pre-show Mike in the Night 501. I have